Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the Eiffel Tower. The objective of this demonstration is to study about the Eiffel Tower, discuss about it based on your knowledge, personal opinion, and learn it in more details with adequate balance between the content, organization of the text, and the grammar structure, as well as to improve the vocabularies. And this demonstration is for intermediate class students. So the topic of this lesson is the Eiffel Tower. Have you ever seen the Eiffel Tower? If yes, how was it? How did it look like? Do you think it's awesome or ugly when you saw it at the first time? Most Parisians thought that the tower was ugly at first, but the tower was so useful for the communication. Before we read the passage, I want you to go over the vocabularies first. Number one, landmark. What is landmark? It is a famous building or place. Number two, story. What is a story? A floor or level of a building. Number three, structure. What is structure? It's something that is built, such as building or a tower. Number four, communications. What is it? Systems used for sending electronic information such as radio. Number five, broadcast. What is it? To send out a program on TV or a radio. Number six, select. What does it mean? To choose from a number of things. Number seven, to be proud of. What does it mean? To be pleased with or to feel pride about. Okay, now the last one, tear down. What does it mean? To destroy or to take down. Now let's move on to the text. Okay, before we read go over the text, I want you to listen to the audio files.
Page 26. The Eiffel Tower. What would you hope to see if you visited Paris? Most people want to see the Eiffel Tower. The tower is one of the most famous landmarks in the world. The people of Paris are proud of it. But that was not always true. The tower was built for the World's Fair of Paris of 1889. The design was part of a contest. Out of 107 proposals, the design of Gustave Eiffel was selected. The tower is 324 meters tall. It is about the height of an 80-story building. For many years, it was the world's tallest structure. However, many Parisians thought the tower was ugly at first. There were plans to tear it down in 1909. But the tower was used for communications then. It was useful for the telegraph and telephone. So it stayed up. Over time, Parisians came to love the tower. Today, people cannot imagine the city without it. The antenna at the top is still used to broadcast French television and radio.
Now time to do the comprehension checkup. What is the passage mainly about? Number one, famous. Okay, what is the passage mainly about? The answer is the history of the Eiffel Tower. Number two, choose the correct answer. You have to choose the best place for the following sentences. It is about the height of an 80-story building, so it has to go after the sentence. The tower is 324 meters tall. It is about the height of an 80-story building. For many years, it was the world's tallest structure. Okay, now number 3. Who wants to try? Jaehyuk, would you like to try? What did Gustav Eiffel do? Okay, teacher. He designed the Eiffel Tower, so the answer has to be A. Now, number 4. Yes, sir, would you like to try? Number 4? Yes, teacher. Which is the, okay, I will give you a question. Which is true about the Eiffel Tower? Yes, sir, try. The answer is C. Many Parisians thought it was ugly at first. Number 5. Who wants to try? Junshik, would you like to try? Number 5. Yes, teacher. So, which cannot be answered from the passage? Junshik, are you ready? Yes, teacher. So the answer has to be, how long did it take to build the Eiffel Tower? Now, number 6. Answer the questions. Why was the Eiffel Tower built? Who wants to try, Brian? Would you like to try? Yes. The answer is because it was built for the World's Fair of Paris of 1889. Okay, the final question. Who wants to try? Soyun wants to, okay, Soyun, would you like to try? Yes, teacher. Okay, Soyun, just try that. How is the tower's antenna used today? Okay, Soyun, say the answer. It is used to broadcast French television and radio. Very good. Now, let's do the summary of the text. Have you ever, teacher will tell you the summary of the text and then you have to, okay, fill in the blanks. Have you ever heard about the Eiffel Tower? It's one of the most famous landmarks all over the world. It was built for the World's Fair of Paris in 1889. It was designed by Gustave Eiffel. It is 324 meters tall and was once the tallest structure in the world. At first, Parisians thought it was ugly. There were plans to tear down the tower in 1909, but the tower was useful for the telegraph and telephone, so it stayed up. Over time, Parisians came to love the Eiffel Tower. The antenna at the top is still used to broadcast French television and radio. Okay, good. Now, final section, grammar. To improve the writing skills, we have to study grammar to build up the sentence structure and vocabularies. Okay, today we are going to learn about 2 different kinds of grammar. The first one is one of the plural nouns. It indicates one specific noun out of the plural nouns. Superlative, second one is the superlative form of the adjective. Superlative form of the adjective is expressed as the plus adjective itself or adjective plus est or the most plus original form of the adjective itself. Complete the sentences like in the following example. The tower is one of the most famous landmarks in the world. Okay, so the answer has to be, the underlined one is landmark. Okay, this one indicates one of the most plural nouns. Here, it says the tower is one of the most famous landmarks all over the world. Okay, right? Number 2, the tower is most famous landmarks in the world. Okay. This one is about the superlative form of the adjective. it has to be expressed as the form of as the adjective itself or as the most adjective plus est. So okay, you can see here most famous landmarks. So famous is like two syllables adjective. So you have to use the most plus original form of the adjective plus preposition of the noun. Okay, understand? Number 1, time to go over the question. Now, number 1, it is one of the most beautiful places in the country. Which one is appropriate for the blank? It corresponds to superlative noun, so it's supposed to be one of the most beautiful places, right? Understand? Okay. Now, number 2, the building has become the most famous symbol of the city. Which one is appropriate for the blank? It corresponds to superlative noun, so it's supposed to be the most famous symbol of the city. Here you have to notice that adjective famous is a two-syllable adjective, so you have to use the most plus original form of the adjective plus preposition of the noun. Okay? Number 3, Dorothy is the prettiest girl in the town. For number 3, the girl in the blank has to be written as just girl because the girl here indicates the superlative form of adjective. Pretty is the prettiest girl in the town. Okay? Do you get my point? Understand? Okay, now next. Number 4. Janet is one of the most popular something at our school. For number 4, the answer has to be just the girl because the girl here indicates the superlative form of the adjective popular as the most popular girl at our school. Understand? If you don't, ask me one more time. So far, this is the lesson for today. If you have any questions, raise your hand and tell me. Then I will explain you again. Homework for today will be solving the questions from your workbook, page 25 until page 28, and memorize the vocabularies on page 25 for vocabulary text next time. Okay. Now time to say goodbye. Goodbye, teacher.